Hello everyone, I'm Sharpedo43 once again, bringing you all week 11 of the DBL. This is going to be the final week of the season, and my opponent for it is going to be SiNxRealize and the Toronto Tyrantrums. As you can see, unfortunately this battle is also going to be done via post-commentary just because I was live recording this battle as well, like I do with all the other DBL battles, at least the ones I can, and I was once again recording with my mic muted, so as a result I recorded 42 minutes of battling footage without my voice in it, and holy shit, what was that? But anyways, yeah, without my voice. So as a result, literally that whole recording was for naught basically. So as a result, I had to basically scratch the whole live com idea and just re-record this post like with post commentary basically. So I mean, it's not a bad thing obviously, it's just that it's kind of more better. Like I feel the live commentary is more I feel it's more suitable, I guess you can say, or more appropriate for the draft league battles, considering it's kind of supposed to be like a sports kind of thing. But oh well. So anyways, so I brought Mega Lopunny, I brought Flygon, I brought Sylmar Sylveons, Clefairy's, Milotic. My opponent brings Tornadus, Entei, what's it called, the Hydreigon, Frostlass, Rotom Fan, and Virizion. I was hoping he wouldn't bring Entei, but he did, and I was not expecting the Rotom Fan considering I have Jolteon, but maybe he was, oh, maybe he needed it for a Defogger or something. And Entei probably because it has the priority move in E-Speed, and since my Mons are kind of fast, he could really abuse the E-Speed. I thought he would, or actually I was kind of hoping he'd bring Heatran over Entei, but again, it makes sense why he would bring it. Plus, a lot of his Mons are very specially offensive, so maybe he needed some physical power as well. And Entei is a very good, you know, wall breaker or something. So anyways, that's all I gotta say. But yeah, so this is gonna be the battle. It's gonna be against SiNxRealize, once again, coach of the Toronto Tyrantrums. So I'm gonna lead off with Mega Lopunny here. This is Lopunny, it's the Mega obviously. He's gonna lead off with Tornadus, and I led with Lopunny because I figured, you know what, this thing hits a lot of his team real hard regardless. So why not just go for Fake Out and then follow up with Return. This is an Adamant Lopunny, so I was thinking that after this Fake Out, a Return should definitely take it out. However, this thing turns out to have Air Slash, and it outspeeds my Mega Lopunny because it was Choice Scarf. Because I did invest enough speed on this thing to actually outspeed up to Tornadus, which Lopunny could have. So even Adamant nature. So I sent in Skarmory now because I figured this thing is Scarfed, and he switched out too, so if he was not Choice Scarfed, he would have switched it up to Heat Wave right here or something. So here I go for Stealth Rocks. He goes in the Rotom Fan because he figures I'd try to get my rocks up, but here's where I hard switch into Sylveon in case he tries to go for Defog here. What he does instead is actually trick me, and he's actually going to give me a Choice Scarf, and he's going to take my leftovers, which is kind of annoying, but it's not necessarily a bad thing because a fast Sylveon could be a good thing as well. I'm just gonna Baton Pass here because I figure I want to see if he tries to Volt Switch, and if he does, I can get some Switch Initiative. But he doesn't. He just goes for the Defog here as I hard switched in the Flygon. Now here he's gonna switch out and go into Tornadus, but I U-turn. So once again I do get the switch advantage here, and I think I go into Sylveon. I was gonna say Skarmory, but no, it was Sylveon. Here I try to go for another Hyper Voice. I was thinking that the Entei would be the obvious switch, but I didn't want to go for Baton Pass and this thing go for Air Slashes and probably even flinch me. So I just wanted to, like, I didn't want to take damage without that thing taking damage as well. So, but he goes into Entei nonetheless, and I'm just gonna have to switch out and go into Milotic right here and hopefully scare it out. He does go for Iron Head too, so that's what makes me super glad that I actually switched into Milotic. He could have predicted me, but I think the worst he can do to Milotic is honestly just Stone Edge me. I still don't know if this Entei is banded in all honesty. I'm convinced he's choiced though, or maybe he's not choiced honestly, because if he was choiced, I mean, he would have. No. I mean, whether or not Entei was choiced, he doesn't stay on a Milotic because Milotic doesn't really doesn't really care much about Entei. But he's gonna go into Rotom right here, and I think I switch out into oh no, I try to Mirror Coat. Okay, so I try to Mirror Coat the Rotom here because I was thinking I can take a Thunderbolt from this thing because this Milotic is especially defensive. He ended up doubling, thinking I'd switch out, and he went into Tornadus, but now he's gonna switch into Virizion, which I was thinking, you know what, if I get Skull Burn, that would be really nice, but I don't get it, so as a result I had to switch out. Here I go into Skarmory right here, because it's the only thing that can take a hit from what's it called, from the Virizion. Now here he goes for Leaf Blade, and instead of trying to set up a Swords Dance here, he ends up switching out. I'm guessing he was expecting me to go for the... It's because the thing is that Skarmory is a switch into Virizion, and what he should have done was maybe either doubled or maybe set up a Swords Dance if he had it. I know that it's quad weak to flying type moves, but what is he gonna do? I mean, he does have Rotom now that I think about it, so yeah. I do get my Rocks up right here, and he's gonna go into Rotom Fan right here and go for Defog as I hard switch into Sylveon. I try to get some Hyper Voice damage here. I was hoping that this time he would probably not go for the switch into Entei, but even if he does, I'm still in a good position because that Entei is getting chipped down little by little, and then my Loda can just come in and take it out with a Scald, because I think it takes 2 hits for my Loda to KO with Scald, I think. So yeah, so I go for Hyper Voice yet again. This is a fine, safe play in all honesty. It's not a terrible play. I could have gone for Baton Pass and then pivot into my Loda, but then he would just easily switch out into something else. So like Virizion, for example. And if I'm unlucky and just keep getting no Skull Burns, then yeah, obviously I'm gonna have a bad time. So here he's gonna actually predict my switch into my Milotic. At this point, it's actually very obvious that I switch into my Milotic, so it makes sense that he goes for Stone Edge. Now here he goes for Stone Edge again, hoping for the crit. I think even with a crit, he might not have taken out my Milotic right there though, but I could be wrong. And I just go for Scald, so I can just take out this Entei. And now here he's gonna go into, I believe, the Rotom. No, actually, I think he goes into the... Oh no, he does go into the Tornadus. He's gonna go into Tornadus, and I switch out because I don't want to risk this thing having Hurricane. I know I'm specially defensive, but I feel like maybe I can just send in Skarmory and take it better. If he goes for Heat Wave, then that's ripped me. But he ends up going for Air Slash yet again, so that tells me that he probably either doesn't have Heat Wave or just was playing it a little too safe right there. He's going to go for another Air Slash once again, and I think here's where I try to get my rocks up yet again, because these rocks are very, very useful for a majority of his team. The Rotom Fan is weak to it, the Frostlass is weak to it, the Entei is weak to it, this Tornadus is weak to it. A lot of stuff on his team is weak to rocks. This is why I insisted on getting the rocks up here, no matter how many times he tries bringing in the Rotom Fan to defog, because then I can just hard switch into Sylveon and keeps going for more Hyper Voices. So I kind of was in a good position right here to actually... just keep going for rocks no matter how many times he tries to hard switch in the Rotom Fan, because I can just switch in Sylveon and he would have to attack me if he wants to prevent my Sylveon from just getting away with too much. But even then, he doesn't straight up one-shot Sylveon either, so yeah. Needless to say that my team kind of walls what he does, and I kind of don't lose much by playing it safe here, basically. So yeah, here he's going to finally go for the defog again. I hard switch into Sylveon, like I said. This is basically what I do essentially every time he tries to defog the rocks away. But here I'm able to go for a Hyper Voice now. He does go for Shadow Ball here. I thought he was... I don't know why. Maybe he could have Volt Switch. Maybe he didn't want to Volt Switch. But I'm just going to go for another Hyper Voice right here. And this cripples the Rotom Fan really, really good. That if he doesn't have a 50-50 berry... In fact, he has leftovers because he tricked my leftovers for a Scarf. And yeah, as a result, he's not going to get a recovery, which is really, really good. Which means if I get my rocks up back up again... I hard switch into Sylveon once again and just go for more Hyper Voices and just take out the Rotom if he wants to go for Defog. But he'll lose Rotom, and then I can just send Skarmory back again and just set up the rocks again. Here he's going to go into Virizion, I think via Volt Switching. I went for Hyper Voice. It did not take out the Virizion because Virizion's special defense is actually ridiculously good. But what I decided to do right here is just switch into Skarmory, because again, it can't really do anything to Skarmory, honestly. Not if he hasn't set up any Swords Dance. And how do you say, right here he's going to hard switch into... Not Rotom, surprisingly enough. I thought he would, in all honesty, because that would have helped. That would have kept the rocks away from the field, in all honesty. But he does switch it, the Frostlass in instead, and I stay in to just go for a Drill Peck in case this thing is sashed. And that's exactly what I do right here. I break any potential sash if it's sashed. If it's not sashed, then I don't know. But here I'm gonna switch out now because I don't want to take too many Ice Beams, and I don't want the Skarmory to get frozen. So I decided to switch into my Milotic, which if he goes for another Ice Beam and freezes me, I can just Scald, and that was pretty much the intended play right here, except not really, because what I was gonna try to do right here as I send in my Milotic was see if I can take a Shadow Ball and then just go for Recover if I survive. If I don't survive, then I just have to send in Sylveon and hopefully take a hit and then go for Hyper Voices. So here I go for Recover. He's gonna switch out and go into Hydreigon. You know what? You know what's very, very interesting right here? Given how he's been mono moving all of his Mons, tells me, like, and then switching out every single time, something tells me that this man was trying to do a Kyale and actually run a lot of Scarf users, if not all of them. Because this thing goes for Flash Cannon right here. and doesn't try switching it up to maybe Draco Meter to at least cripple my Milotic or something. I got a Toxic off on this thing right now, and instead of going for the Draco, he just switches out. He's gonna go into the Frostlass right here, when he could have probably, if he wanted to stay in with Frostlass right here, if he wanted to be with Frostlass, like if he wanted Frostlass to be matched up with Milotic, he would have just stayed in and switched it up to a Shadow Ball. But he didn't do that. He just switched back the Frostlass as if he was gonna try to do something else. So that tells me that did Sin just run like a bunch of Scarfers against me? Because if so, that's just crazy. This Rotom was scarfed. The Tornadus was scarfed. I'm under the impression that maybe even this Virizion was scarfed. Who knows? I don't even know, man. But if so, that's just crazy that he tried running so many Scarf Mons against me. Because honestly, it doesn't, with a very bulky team that I have right now, I don't think this helps him actually at all. It did throw me off a sec because the you know, the Tornadus, but other than that, like right now that I have no offensive power on my team because I lost Lopunny, and Flygon can't just come in on any of these mons because a lot of these mons can just chip it down to death very easily. I just had to rely on my walls to just wall the heck out of this guy's team. It was really, really ridiculous. So here I was able to take out the Virizion with Drill Peck. Finally, Skarmory was doing what he had to do and just Drill Pecking that Virizion. He sends out Tornadus, which goes down the rocks, thankfully. He lost Rotom as well because of rocks, because he didn't defog earlier. Like, he didn't hard switch on the Rotom on the Skarmory when I got the rocks up for the last time. And as a result, he now lost Rotom for the rocks because there was no other defoggers. This Hydreigon didn't have defog, it seemed, either. So as a result, he just goes for Dark Pulse here. So this is his last mon. I'm just going for Scalds here because since I already got the Toxic off on this thing, all I need to do is just chip it down all the way to the end so that it goes down much, much quicker, because I don't want to be dragging out this battle way too long. So yeah, but again, only Dark Pulses. Like, you would think that right here at the very least he'd try to go for maybe Draco Meter. I don't know if his entirety of his team was actually scarfed or not, but I'm under the impression that a good chunk of his team was scarfed, in all honesty. So if not all of it, though, I'm suspecting all of them, but I'm almost convinced that a good chunk of his team was scarfed, which is once again really, really ridiculous. But yeah, here I'm gonna switch out, and it's because the thing is that here I was just trying to preserve differential, and I was thinking that Dark Pulse might actually KO my Milotic from where I was at right there. So as a result, I just hard switched in the Flygon, hoping I can take a Dark Pulse, and I was, and as a result, the Hydreigon goes down to poison basically. And that's going to be the whole game. We are going to win this 5-0, which is really, really nice, because now we are definitely guaranteed a spot in the playoffs. So all I can say is good game to SiNxRealize, and I apologize for trying to preserve differential right there at the very end. It's just that it's because, again, I was afraid that the results wouldn't be up to par basically with the whole qualification for playoffs and whatnot. So I mean, I may have been already, like, if had I just won a 4 or anything like that, but I just wanted to be absolutely sure, because you know that I'm a very, very, like, not very, like I don't trust anything. So unless I actually see it with my own eyes, you know. But yeah, so that was a crazy battle. This battle basically confirms that we're in playoffs now. All I can say is I'm scared. Yeah, because the thing is that I don't know who we're gonna face for the first round of the playoffs, and if it's someone that we can't deal with, like maybe Bill Standish or something, we might actually just lose in the first round of the playoffs. But oh well. Like I said, nonetheless, I did have fun with this season. This is gonna be the final week, like I said. So we pretty much won this season. Like, we pretty had a good run this season, is basically what I'm trying to say. We went 7-4. Like, with this final win, we're 7-4 for the entirety of this season. So that's actually a pretty good run in a Wi-Fi required league like the DBL, in all honesty. So yeah, good game to SiNxRealize right there. All of his links are going to be in the description below, so you guys can check him out. Definitely check him out, honestly, because he's definitely one of the coaches that actually was, you know, committed to this league and was actually getting all of his battles up and whatnot. He's definitely one of the more valuable members of the DBL, in all honesty. So definitely show that guy some love if you guys haven't checked him out yet. But with all that said, I'll catch you guys for the next battle. But for now, just take it easy.